Why your health insurance is designed to drain your 401k. You probably check your 401k balance and see a safety net, a hard-earned pile of cash that guarantees you won't be working a drive-through window at 75 years old. But Wall Street, they look at your 401k and see something else entirely. They see a giant, multi-trillion-dollar slush fund, unharvested capital. And over the last 2 decades, they have engineered a perfectly legal, airtight system to siphon your retirement money directly into their own pockets. The weapon of choice isn't a sudden stock market crash. It isn't even hyperinflation. It's that innocuous little plastic card sitting in your wallet right now. Your health insurance card. We are brainwashed to believe that health insurance exists to protect us from financial ruin. That is a lie. Modern American health insurance is no longer a safety net. It is a wealth transfer vehicle. It is a highly optimized algorithm designed to force you to liquidate your future assets to pay for your present survival. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how the top 0.1% are legally draining the middle class's compound interest to fund their luxury dividends. Welcome to the great American healthcare scam. To understand how you are being robbed, you first have to understand the illusion of coverage. Enter the High Deductible Health Plan, or HDHP. Over the last 15 years, corporations realized that paying for actual health insurance was eating into their profit margins. So they shifted the burden onto you. Today, the vast majority of young working-class Americans are shoved into these high-deductible traps. Let me translate how insane this business model actually is. Imagine paying $500 a month for a premium credit card. But here's the catch. You aren't allowed to actually use the card until you spend $8,000 of your own cold, hard cash first. And if you don't hit that $8,000 limit by December 31st, the counter resets to 0. That is your health insurance deductible. You are paying a monthly subscription fee just for the privilege of paying full price for your own health care. The corporate elites sold this to the public by hyping up the HSA, the health savings account. HR departments love calling it a triple tax advantage. And they are right. If you make $400,000 a year, for the ultra-wealthy, an HSA is just another stealth offshore account to shelter investments from the IRS. But for the average 32-year-old making $70,000 a year, the HSA is empty. Every spare dollar is already being devoured by rent, groceries, and inflation. This creates a terrifying mathematical trap. You have health insurance, but you don't have health care. You have financial exposure disguised as a benefit. I want you to pause the video right now and tell me in the comments, how much are you paying every month for insurance you literally can't afford to use? Let me know, because the algorithm needs to see how broken this is. When you inevitably get sick, or break a leg, or end up in the ER, you are hit with a $6,000 bill that you legally owe before your insurance pays a single dime. And since 60% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency from their checking account, where do they get the money? They break the glass on the only asset they have left, their 401k. And that is exactly what the system was designed to make you do. Let's look at the titans pulling the strings. Take United Health Group. By the end of 2025, they were projecting revenues approaching $500 billion. They aren't just an insurance company anymore. Through their subsidiary, Optum, they have aggressively bought up doctors' practices, surgical centers, and pharmacies. They own the insurance you buy, and they own the doctors you are forced to see. It is a vertically integrated monopoly of human suffering. But it gets darker. Enter private equity. Firms like Blackstone, KKR, and Apollo are the absolute apex predators of Wall Street. And according to the latest 2026 data, they are dumping record amounts of capital into buying up healthcare. Here is their playbook. A private equity firm buys your local emergency room. They strip the assets, fire the veteran nurses to cut costs, and hire third-party contractors. Then, they systematically jack up the billing codes. So, you get rushed to the hospital with appendicitis. You go to an in-network hospital. But the private equity firm made sure the anesthesiologist who put you to sleep was strictly an out-of-network independent contractor. You wake up minus an appendix, but plus a $14,000 surprise medical bill. Your checking account has $1,200 in it. The collection agencies start calling. They threaten your credit score. They threaten to garnish your wages. Panicked and cornered, you log into your Vanguard retirement account and you click two devastating words: hardship withdrawal. This is the exact moment the wealth transfer happens. When you withdraw that $14,000 from your 401k, the IRS immediately slaps you with a 10% early withdrawal penalty. Then, they tax it as ordinary income. To pay the $14,000 medical bill, you actually have to drain nearly $20,000 from your retirement. But the true cost is the assassination of your compound interest. That $20,000, left alone in the S&P 500 for the next 30 years, would have grown into over $150,000. Your future wealth has been permanently vaporized. And where did that money go? It bypassed your future, bypassed your family's generational wealth, and went straight into the quarterly earnings report of a private equity firm. They use your stolen retirement to pay out a massive special dividend to their billionaire limited partners. Your sickness just bought a hedge fund manager his third vacation home in Aspen. Here is the reality that should make your blood boil. While you are liquidating your future just to survive the present, the top 0.1% are playing an entirely different game with entirely different rules. Billionaires do not deal with high deductible health plans. They have elite concierge doctors on retainer. But more importantly, the elite never sell their assets to pay for emergencies. If an ultra-wealthy elite needs $10 million in cash, they do not sell their stock. Selling triggers a taxable event. Instead, they go to a bank, pledge their stock portfolio as collateral, and take out a tax-free loan at incredibly low interest rates. When they eventually die, a loophole called the step-up in basis wipes out the capital gains tax entirely. It is a strategy known as buy, borrow, die. They leverage their assets to grow wealthier. You are forced to liquidate your assets to survive. Do you see the matrix yet? The system is structurally designed to interrupt the middle class's ability to compound wealth. The elites know that if you leave your money in a 401k for 40 years, you become financially independent. You become untouchable. They cannot allow that. They need you desperate. They need you on the hamster wheel. By inflating the cost of living and weaponizing the healthcare system, they ensure that every time you manage to build a small nest egg, a medical emergency resets your progress back to zero. It begs a serious question. Do you think healthcare in America is fundamentally broken, or is it working exactly as Wall Street intended as a shadow tax on the working class? Sound off in the comments right now, because this is a debate we need to have. We are looking down the barrel of a terrifying demographic time bomb. What happens in 20 years when millions of Americans hit 65 and their 401ks have been entirely hollowed out by 3 decades of deductibles, surprise bills, and private equity price gouging? They will have nothing left to pay for elder care. And you better believe Wall Street is already waiting for them at the finish line, because the very same mega funds that are draining your retirement today are quietly buying up the nursing homes and real estate you are going to need tomorrow. If you think they're only coming for your medical bills, you haven't looked at who is buying up your neighborhood. How exactly are giants like BlackRock and Vanguard turning the American dream into a permanent subscription model? Click the video on your screen right now to uncover the dark truth about the corporate takeover of housing. Trust me, you cannot afford to miss this one. I'll see you there.